local all morning. You're watching Fox 61 Morning News.
I learned that Police Chief Carl Jacobson admitted to stealing money from a designated city fund that the department uses to support its confidential informant program.
First at 6, New Haven's now former police chief is accused of stealing public funds. What city leaders say Chief Jacobson did shortly after he was confronted about the alleged misuse of these dollars.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for starting your day off with us. We're starting off with a weather impact alert for possible icy spots later tonight into tomorrow morning. So a lot to talk about. We're glad you're checking in with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Bjorlo. Hope your morning is off to a great start. We have a lot to talk about weather-wise. Let's get right over to Rachel Piscatelli, timing it all out. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. If you're heading out now and even towards the evening, you should be just fine. But it's mainly after 8 and 9 o'clock tonight that we are expecting those icy spots. Now, this is going to come down as some scattered rain showers, but temperatures that are falling below that freezing point overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Untreated surfaces are most prone to developing this icy glaze that could certainly slow you down as you head out for tomorrow morning. So what would be a good idea is to maybe when you head home tonight, put down some ice or some salt. That way you can kind of mitigate any icy spots for tomorrow morning. And you may need to use that ice scraper first thing tomorrow, so allow for some extra travel time there. As we head out the door this morning, temperatures are in the 20s across the state. So 27 in Torrington, 36 degrees in New Haven, and about 32 right now in Norwich. So certainly a little bit warmer than this time yesterday, which I'm sure is a little bit welcomed. Calm skies this morning, allowing for our temperatures to really just feel like the 30s across the state, which is certainly some good news there. Mostly cloudy skies throughout the day today, so we won't encounter any issues as we head into the evening tonight. It's really tonight into tomorrow morning that those issues start to develop. You'll see here by midnight tonight, we start to see some scattered rain showers develop, and that's going to lead to those icy spots for tomorrow morning. This isn't a widespread issue, and if you're along the I-95 corridor, you shouldn't encounter any issues for tomorrow morning's commute. So for the kids at the bus stop this morning, dressing for the 20s to near 30 by the afternoon, the mid to upper 30s to right around 40 degrees in some locations, especially for areas along the shoreline. So we're warming up quite nicely. 39 degrees in New Haven, 36 in Hartford, southeastern Connecticut, and the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees. Now for tomorrow morning, we'll watch for those slippery spots as temperatures dip below that freezing point. Heading through the day tomorrow, it actually begins our warming trend into this end of our work week and into this upcoming weekend. Temperatures on Thursday will be in the mid 40s. We could even see temperatures in the upper 40s as we close out our work week. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a bit. As we check in with the roads this morning here at about 6:03. We are largely quiet across the state, light volume across the state this morning too. So taking a look at various locations over in Hartford now on 84. East and westbound volume is light. Bridgeport, we haven't seen our delays build just yet in the area. New Haven and Waterbury also looking fine this morning. So your drive time here from 18 to 25 is around 5 minutes. And then the flip side, westbound 84, it's a 4-minute drive. Route 8 to Shelton, no delays. Bridget and Erica.
All right, Rachel, thanks so much. 6:03 is your time developing out of New Haven this morning. The New Haven's police chief, Carl Jacobson, is now out of a job after he was accused of stealing public funds.
And city leaders say the former chief put in for retirement shortly after they say he admitted to stealing those funds. We're checking in with Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He's live in New Haven with the latest details on what city leaders are saying. Glenn, this news so shocking.
Yeah, good morning, Bridget, Erica. This all happened and unfolded really last night when Mayor Justin Elicker stood in front of New Haven police officers to explain what exactly happened. The city says that Jacobson allegedly dipped his hand into city funds used for its confidential informant program, which the New Haven Police Department uses to pay people to solve investigations. Now, according to the press conference last night, several officers noticed some of the irregularities when it came to Jacobson's use of the funds and notified the department's 3 assistant chiefs. Now, the 3 assistant chiefs then confronted Jacobson about his activity with the funds, and the city claims he admitted to using city dollars for his own gain. Jacobson then had a meeting with Mayor Justin Elicker where Elicker planned to put Jacobson on administrative leave, but before he could do that, Jacobson had already filed his retirement paperwork. Mayor Elicker displayed his shock at a news conference yesterday.
To say that this news is a shock is an understatement. It's a shock to me. It's a shock to the command staff. It's a shock to the men and women of the police department. It's a shock to the New Haven community. It's a betrayal of public trust. No one is above the law. No one is above the law. We treat everyone the same, and that includes the New Haven Chief of Police. We'll follow the facts where they lead, and of course, we'll fully cooperate with the state police and the state's attorney's office.
Now, as Elliger just said, that investigation now in the hands of the state attorney's office. We're told their office will be working with the state police to determine the best course of action from here. The mayor named Assistant Chief David Zanelli as the acting police chief from here. Now, when it comes to pension, we're told that Jacobson will still receive his pension while the investigation is ongoing. However, if he is charged and found guilty of financial crimes against the city, he could have his pension taken away from him. Live in New Haven, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks so much. 6:05 now and happening today in court. The man once acquitted in the murder of a teen at a house party is back in court. This time, Raul Valley is facing new charges. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza is joining us in the studio now. Priscilla, what's the latest in this case?
Yeah, good morning, Erica. Well, the biggest holdup has been for the 20-year-old Valley trying to find legal representation. The last time he was in court was November 17th, and that was 4 months after a jury found him not guilty in the murder in the 2022 stabbing death of 17-year-old James McGrath at a house party in Shelton. Now the state has charged Valley with first-degree reckless manslaughter, 2 counts of first-degree assault, and 1 count on second-degree assault. In October, a judge gave Valley just over a month to secure an attorney, but Valley told the court in November he still hadn't been able to hire one and asked for more time. And here's a clip from the last time Valley was in court. Take a listen.
I've been calling and meeting with numerous lawyers over the past month. They're asking for large sums of money, which me and my family are trying to put together. So I'm asking for a little bit more time to get that done.
Now, Valley asked the judge for 60 more days to find a lawyer, but was granted 45 days instead. And Judge Peter McShane made it clear Valley needs to move forward with legal representation. Valley is due back in court later today, so if he still does not have a private attorney, he will be required to apply for a public defender. Prosecutors pushed for that step, saying it's necessary to keep the case moving. In studio, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
All right, Priscilla, we'll be watching that case closely. Another case we're watching, Michelle Draconis appeared in court Monday as she asked for a new trial. Draconis is more than a year now into a 14.5-year prison sentence for conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence in connection with the death and disappearance of mother of 5 Jennifer Parber Dulos. She is challenging her conviction by claiming her former defense attorney provided ineffective counsel. In court yesterday, her legal team argued the former attorney, Andrew Bowman, failed to properly advise and protect her during the police investigation. Bowman's attorneys pushed back on that. They pointed to his decades of experience and said he acted appropriately throughout the case. Meantime, follow-up hearings are scheduled for this Friday and January 16th. The judge will then have 120 days to decide whether Draconis could be granted a new trial or released from prison pending a decision.
6:08 now, and polls are open now for the 25th State House seat special election. Democrat Iris Noemi Sanchez and Republican Jamie Vaughn are on the ballot. The seat became open after Democrat Bobby Sanchez won his mayoral election in November. The polls are going to be open until 8 o'clock tonight. And new this morning out of Middletown, Metro Movies appears to have shut its doors for good. It's unclear why the theater on Main Street is closed, but in a short post on social media, the theater said, quote, "Thank you to our incredible community for years of movie memories."
And at 6:09, state police say a person was hit on I-91 South in Windsor Locks. This video of the police response and the backup. Troopers say a car hit the person who was walking on the highway near exit 42. We're told their injuries are serious. We don't know if the driver who hit the person stayed on scene or if they'll be facing any charges. A 12-year-old girl is seriously hurt this morning after police say she was hit by a car while crossing the street. It happened yesterday in Bridgeport around 5 p.m. at the intersection of Park Avenue and Wade Street. You're looking at that area on the map on your screen here. Police say when they got there, they found the girl and the driver on the scene. The girl was taken to the hospital where she's listed in stable condition. We're told the driver is cooperating and the road is reopened.
A Watertown man has been arrested. Police say that he kidnapped and sexually assaulted a woman. On Saturday, investigators say 50-year-old Christopher Gianfrancesco met with the woman in his car. Police say the two knew each other. Gianfrancesco allegedly refused to let her get out of the car and threatened her with a handgun. Court documents show that he fired several shots outside the car. Police say that he then drove the victim to his home where he assaulted her. She eventually was able to escape and called police. Gianfrancesco was arrested on Sunday, charged with kidnapping and sexual assault. He's being held on a $2 million bond.
6:10, a historic arraignment Monday in New York City as former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro faced a federal judge. Maduro entered a not guilty plea in court. He faces charges that allege he oversaw an illegal drug network that trafficked cocaine into the United States. Legal experts have questioned whether the U.S. operation to seize Maduro violated international law. The administration insists it's followed all the proper protocols. Maduro will be back in court on March 17th.
Today marks 5 years since the January 6th Capitol riot in Washington, D.C. On January 6, 2021, rioters stormed the Capitol, demanded the results of the 2020 election be overturned. They attacked officers and destroyed parts of the building. The Capitol was put on lockdown, and it took several hours for it to be secured. It delayed the counting of the Electoral College vote, which resumed later that night. More than 1,000 people were charged by the Justice Department in connection with the riot. However, they were later pardoned by President Trump.